Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video, and in this one, as you've seen by the thumbnail, the title, it is all about Thailand. Now, a lot of people, when you think Thailand, they could think many things. Have a tropical paradise, it's got the sex capital of the world, old man drinking beer, this, others. You don't really see the upside that Thailand actually has to offer. Now, it's got fantastic facilities, fantastic actual networks of road systems. The shopping centres, I would argue, are better than Western shopping centres, much cleaner, people are friendly, and it's a fantastic place to actually have a base, especially if you're in Bangkok or Phuket. Then this country, which is Thailand, in this video today, could potentially be one of the best destinations for someone like yourself. And I'm going to explain various aspects of that and why that could be the case. If you haven't met me before and it's the first time seeing me, I am Will, Mr. Will Hodgson from HPT Group. I also own a few other ventures as well, where we look at moving capital around the world, moving people around the world, residence permits, CBI programs, structuring in terms of setting up your companies, those are foreign companies, foreign bank accounts, foreign trust structures or foundation structures, all to actually help the entrepreneur and the business owner essentially get away from some of the mess that we have seen in the West, such as the UK. Especially, we have a lot of clients who we have actually moved out of the UK, whether it's to Dubai, to Hong Kong, to Singapore, or even to parts of the world such as Malta, Gibraltar, or these areas as well. Some clients like Guernsey, but let's speak about the tropical destination of Thailand. So in terms of the taxation in Thailand, how does Thailand tax you, right? Number one, there is income tax in Thailand. So don't get me wrong with that one there. If your income is obviously Thai sourced income, you have a Thai business, then obviously you are going to be taxed in Thailand. However, if you have foreign income coming from foreign companies, your overseas structures, XYZ, then again, there are exemptions if structured correctly, where you can get away with not paying any income tax as long as it's not remitted into Thailand, e.g. helping it grow overseas, grow offshore, right? And e.g. could be a fantastic place for you to park yourself as a base and let your wealth structure grow, obviously for your generations that will lead you. If you bring that money into Thailand, again, that can be taxed. That changed actually in 2024. I'm just reading over here right now. That was a revenue orders. And essentially, if you're a Thai tax resident, and you remit foreign income into Thailand, it's taxable the year that you bring it in, even if it was earned earlier. So if you're earning money abroad and essentially, keeping your money offshore and not spending it, then it isn't taxable there in Thailand, right? But if you move those funds into Thailand, then again, they can be taxable unless you actually qualify for a proper exemption. Now, if you did want more information on how you could structure yourself, set up some foreign companies, if you're even able to, if you're looking at actually moving your tax residence, setting up a trust structure and having overseas banking possibilities and diversifying yourself, your capital around the world, then feel free to get in touch. You can always go ahead and book the meeting down below. Now, I don't charge my meetings like some other people on YouTube. We simply work with you very closely, extremely closely, and see if we can actually work with you at first. Because typically speaking, we get a lot of people ask the question, hey, I live in the UK, can I get away with paying no tax? And the answer to the question is no. If you live in the UK, you have to pay the taxes in the UK. It's quite simple, That's your choice of living there. But if you do want to leave, and as the actual Prime Minister Keir Starmer said, if you're not happy here, then go. Then obviously, essentially go. It obviously takes some commitment and some movement, but again, we're happy to then help you, get you from A to Z to that destination, to structure yourself, open those bank accounts. We essentially assist you in all of this process, right? We contact you with those legal counterparties, those foreign registries, those foreign bank accounts, and any other parties involved in your transition into your new life. So feel free to go ahead and check out our website. We've done it for over 40 clients around the world. I think it's over 50 now. We've done banking for over 100 clients as well. And I'm involved in fintech and another venture as well. So we're incredibly specialized in this, and this is what we do every single day, right? From clients all over the world, whether you're from the Netherlands, Belgium, we've seen a lot of clients come from Belgium, Germany, France, England, and we've even, some clients have even left the UAE and moved over to Bali, for example. And we've helped them with this process and how they can structure themselves using their local registered agents over there to make sure they're, say, tax efficient and asset protected. So let's get back into Thailand, right? So if you are looking at moving to Thailand, yes, as long as you don't actually bring in and remit that income, there's a possibility then you can get an exemption if you are structured correctly over in Thailand. Now, something else to notice is they are bringing in capital gains on cryptocurrency to be tax-free, which is a huge attraction for young, medium, and even older entrepreneurs who do own a lot of crypto assets, digital assets, that do want 0% capital gains, right? Why should the government be taking your capital gains for what reason, right? So at the end of the day, if you were a large crypto actual owner, yes, you can have an OTC exchange desk based in Gibraltar and keep that actual money floating through companies if it is in fiat accounts as well, but you can directly exchange that cryptocurrency for no capital gains in Thailand, which is something that really could attract a lot of individuals around the world. There are a different few categories of going back to the document here, right? And there's a long-term wealth visa. Now, there's privilege visas, there's these visas, there's other types of visas, there's loads of types of visas available for someone looking to move to Thailand, right? However, if I read this out here, there is a full exemption of a Thai personal income tax on foreign sourced income, even when you transfer that money into Thailand, right? And that is under the LTR. And that is basically the wealthy global citizen, wealthy pensioner, work from Thailand professional come with, right? And if you're essentially just a highly skilled worker and you're actually earning in Thailand, then it will be 70% on the tax rate of Thai employment income, which is usually progressive up to bands of 35%. However, if you do structure your affairs, international affairs correctly, it can be 0%, okay? As long as you keep your operations offshore and you can legally pay 0% tax in Thailand on your foreign income. Excuse me, man. So a HPT Group, as I previously said, we obviously help you design all of these structures, right? But it's key to actually note there is a lot of due diligence that then goes into play with moving to Thailand. You know, it's changed recently since 2024. It used to be completely, but something to note, there are no CFC rules. There are some other types of rules, but there's no CFC rules. So you are allowed to own a company in Hong Kong, and it does make sense, right? Over in Phuket, it's a 2-hour flight to Hong Kong, you know, to Singapore. You can fly directly to London out of Bangkok. You can fly to Moscow as well. So obviously it attracts a lot of Russian individuals as well who want to be getting away from whatever situation, right? Back to those CFC rules. Thailand, as I'm reading online right now, does not have full CFC rules for individuals, right? So, but if your company is effectively run obviously from Thailand, your staff's here, your contract's here, obviously things are slightly different. But if your operations are completely overseas, then there is no regulation on that right there. So it does allow you to own those international operations, which obviously is fantastic for global entrepreneurs around the world, you know, looking to essentially store wealth overseas and not be taxed on it. And essentially, why would you if you're not actually kind of remitting it? So we work across a lot of locations. And as you've seen from this YouTube channel, I've posted about Switzerland, I've posted about private banking here, trust structures in Cook Islands and Nevis, very popular. Also, we look at Malta recently, again, Isle of Man. You know, we've worked in a lot of different countries, especially in those overseas havens, right? Because that's what most of our clients come to us for at HPT Group. However, the number one thing, which is actually probably more important than the taxation, is the asset protection, right? Asset protection is obviously so important nowadays, especially with your ex-business partners. With this, you don't know what's going to happen into the future. So there's always generational wealth estate planning, right? Then there's asset protection, and then there's tax minimalization. But people generally nowadays, because they're so angry at the Western governments, their number one focus on the tax, but they actually forget about the asset protection. So structuring yourself in a situation where you have a Cook Islands Trust, for example, or a multi-layered international structure can obviously help you with asset protection, help you with actually passing on those assets to generations, and obviously therefore in turn expanding your wealth enterprise, right? And your global footprint around the world, while also being diversified. As that's what's key here, is most people are just diversified within one economy, within one continent. That is not diversification, you know? We've seen entrepreneurs diversify across all the continents, obviously apart from Antarctica, but they're in US markets, South American markets, African markets, and also European and Asian markets. And that's what's fantastic, because they are literally safe from whatever happens. If there's a geopolitical event somewhere, they are generally safe and well diversified, and that is what is key, especially when growing your international wealth portfolio, right? And becoming a global system. Staying pretty much tax-free in Thailand. Number one, you spend less than 180 days, which could work out pretty good. You could be living in Dubai for 90 days, world travel for 90 days, and then you spend 180 days in Thailand. Potentially, this could be a tax-free method for someone like yourself. Would be the LTR, the Long-Term Residence Program. As I previously just spoke about briefly, I know we've jumped across a few topics here. I just wanted to be a short, informative video where I basically give as much value as I can about, the Thailand tax regimes. And reading again here, if you spend more time here and actually qualify for the LTR, which we can look at in a different video. If you actually wanted some more details, just drop me an email, will@hpt.group, or you can just simply book a meeting with me down below. 0% on foreign sourced income and 17% flat tax on Thai, on skilled Thai employment income. Now, essentially, the pre-2024 income system is still possible, but it's very complex, right? It's extremely complex. So the most scalable option for entrepreneurs nowadays is probably the LTR and an offshore structure with an asset protection layer at the top of it, right? This is probably the best way to go in terms of being tax-free in Thailand. Additionally, then your crypto is also tax-free anyways with the new rules that are actually coming in. So Thailand taxes Thai income, number one, to wrap things up here, right? Just looking at my notes on my screen. It only taxes the foreign income when you bring in those foreign funds. The LTR visa gives a complete exemption on that foreign income. Crypto capital gains are tax-free through licensed platforms or as foreign income on the LTR, right? And again, there are no CFC rules and regulation regarding controlled foreign company, such as when we compare this to England or Germany, when we see those rules around the world. So again, as long as your offshore operations are real, your company is real, you're not just running a random shell, and it's done correctly, Thailand can actually become one of the most powerful, fully legal, low tax jurisdictions in Asia, and potentially even be better than Hong Kong. So again, if you haven't gone and already reached out to us, feel free, reach out to us below. We're making a lot more new content on different countries around the world. We've explained some of the structures, right? You can scroll down in the YouTube channel. You can see some of the ideas that you could potentially park yourself in to obviously protect your assets, minimize your taxes, and diversify your assets around the world. But now we're going to be looking heavily at the countries of where you can actually base yourself and potentially how you can structure yourself within those bases, right? So if you didn't already leave a comment or like, subscribe, please go ahead and do so. Much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Cheerio.